My name is attorney Danko Borkovic with Borkovic Law Group. You can reach us at 727-798-5291 or www.borkoviclawgroup.com. Today, I would like to talk to you about a very important topic in personal injury law, about personal injury protection coverage known as PIP coverage or no-fault coverage. It's one of two mandatory coverages on your automobile policy if you're a Florida resident and you drive a vehicle registered in the state of Florida. The other mandatory coverage would be property damage liability coverage. Personal injury protection coverage is mandatory. It's been mandatory for over 40 years when Florida legislature put it in law, with the idea behind it that people should be able, after an accident, to start medical treatment immediately to treat for injuries sustained in that crash, not being subject to wait for liability disputes, who's at fault, who's not, who did what, whether or not the other party has insurance, etc. The coverage is for $10,000. That limit has not changed in over 40 years. Back then, it was a significant amount, and it was something that was meaningful. Now, in 2020, $10,000 represents almost nothing. An average price for an automobile back then was maybe $5,000. Now, an average price for a new automobile is about $35,000. So that tells you how much PIP coverage has devalued. As I said, that's a mandatory coverage that is placed on your Florida automobile insurance policy for the amount of $10,000. And it's called no fault because it doesn't matter who's at fault for your accident. You always get your personal injury protection coverage from your personal auto policy. And that coverage is meant to pay for your medical bills at 80%, still leaving 20% of remaining out-of-pockets to be your responsibility. And we'll talk about that more in this video. Also, it might pay for 60% of your wage loss due to your injuries, sustained due to your injuries, and possibly some essential services and or medical mileage, that you spend driving your car between your work, home, and medical providers' facilities. Personal injury protection coverage is often misinterpreted. Even I hear sometimes police officers don't know what it means when they say to the client, I've seen that everybody's going to have their insurance pay for their damages because we are a no-fault state. Well, that's a very wrong misconception of Florida law. That's not true, and I want to assure you that is not true. The only coverage that is not mandated or is not, it doesn't matter liability-wise, it doesn't matter who is at fault, is the personal injury protection. And for one simple reason, it's almost like mandatory health insurance coverage. It belongs to you no matter what happened, your fault, their fault. You were in somebody else's car, you're in your car, you're a pedestrian hit by another car, you load groceries at the grocery parking lot and you pinch your fingers with the trunk, that is still a personal injury protection claim. It still defaults back to your automobile policy, and your personal injury protection PIP coverage, $10,000 of it, is still responsible, and it's a primary coverage. Before any health insurance applies, before any other responsible party or insurance coverages would apply, your PIP, your PIP coverage under your auto policy need to kick in first and take care of 80% of your medical bills up to $10,000 limit under your automobile insurance policy. Now, we need to talk briefly. Many people will say, what happens with the remaining 20% of my medical bills? Who pays for that? That's a significant amount. It can amount to several $1,000s. Who pays for 40% of my lost wages that has not been compensated as part of a PIP claim? That is a great question, because the responsibility to pay for your outstanding medical bills, as well as your future medical bills that might be anticipated reasonably for your recovery. And some, if not most of the people, might expect to, especially with permanent injuries, to expect to treat for the rest of their lives. So the future medical treatment might be a significant amount. Future wage loss, past and future pain and suffering. Those are all elements of damages that a responsible negligent party should pay to you under their liability coverages under their auto insurance. The problem is that 30%, about 30% of Floridians don't carry that liability bodily injury coverage, and it might be difficult for you to recover. One way to go about it would be, and a very safe way to go about it, would be to learn more about uninsured motorist bodily injury coverage, and we have a separate video talking about that, so make sure you watch that. Make sure you check your policy, make sure you confirm you have uninsured motorist bodily injury coverage on your policy, and if you don't, make sure you call your insurance agent today. Don't leave it for tomorrow, today. Call them and make sure you add as much as you can afford, because it's just a matter of time you will need that coverage. To discuss more about your personal injury claim, how to pay for your remaining medical bills, your future medical bills, your pain and suffering, how to recover your damages, call qualified and experienced personal injury law firm Borkovic Law Group. Call attorney Danko Borkovic at 727-798-5291 or www.borkoviclawgroup.com. And we are happy to set up a free consultation, free initial consultation, which doesn't cost you anything to talk to us. We'll make sure that we understand your case. We'll make sure we give you advice regarding your case, and if the case is to be pursued, we are happy to join the team and work with you as a team. Thank you for today, and keep watching Borkovic Law Group videos. Thank you.